Howdy, 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 my beautiful Virgo. Let's get into your weekly tarot reading today for September. See what's going to be happening for you. Check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as your Venus sign to get the full spectrum, and let me know how this tarot reading resonates in the comments below. Starting out your energy here, Virgo, you have the Nine of Cups happening for you. By definition, Virgo, all right, the Nine of Cups talks about a wish being granted for you. All right, I feel like September for you, you're going to be receiving breadcrumbs, Virgo, some positive signs, some positive omens this month, Virgo, for how things are going to start working out. You're going to start noticing, Virgo, certain resistances in your career starting to loosen up here. All right, you're going to notice your social life a lot less drama. I get this sense for some of you Virgos, there's maybe especially like one or two relations. I get like two at most, especially if like family related or like intimate relationships in that way. Maybe like a work misunderstanding or something, Virgo. But I get this sense of like certain frictions that you've had with certain relationships in your life, Virgo, are going to start easing up in September. Just resistances in general, you're going to notice where it's just like each day you're going to just slowly start noticing how much easier it is to breathe. You're going to notice like the notifications not popping up all the time, Virgo. Things are going to start lightening up here, because I do see with this Five of Swords coming in here, you've been dealing with a lot of BS recently. August, for many of you, probably was the sense, Virgo, where it's just like constantly dealing with somebody else's problems, constantly dealing with people just not being able to act right. I even get for some of you Virgos as well, from a more objective point with this, is where it's like when you've tried to reach certain goals, aspirations in August, it just felt like, you know, like your car broke down, or just like it was always something. I feel Knight of Pentacles energy for you coming in as well, Virgo. Now, I do want to call you out, Virgo, and say that I think it's time for you to buckle down and really get things going here. All right, because I do see the sense some of you guys might be a little bit too still like dealing with like remnants of like August, Virgo, where you're just still dealing with like a little stuff that's like straggling things, or just like loose ends that need to be tied up, Virgo. All right, I feel like it's just really important for you right now to tie up those loose ends. All right, because this is going to be a month for you where if you have the space allocated, right, if you have as clean of a slate as possible, think about this month, Virgo, as a time where it's just like, what kind of energy do you keep when you know company is coming over? All right, you clean up the house, you even sometimes clean up your room sometimes, right? If you really want to go extra, that's usually when family comes, right? I want you to keep that energy for all of September, honestly, where you keep your space clean, Virgo, and really be open and ready, because I just see this sense, Virgo, where it's just like if you have an empty plate when the meals are coming around, you're going to be able to get like the pick of the crop, like the juiciest steak or whatever. I don't know why I'm getting like this symbology here, Virgo. Even in the back of the deck you have the World card. All right, so it is this sense like September for you guys is really like closing out on a difficult previous month and starting in September with this new sense. You know, the World card is literally right after this is the final card in the major arcana. So then you go back into that fool's journey, starting with the number 0, Virgo. All right. And so I just get the sense of like, for those that have a clean slate for September, and for those that are ready, when the time comes to fill up your plate, when spirit, when the universe, when God, whatever you believe in, Virgo, when the time comes and they're about to fill up your plate, the emptier your plate, so the cleaner your slate, the better the rewards are. That's what it is. The better the rewards are. I see for some of you Virgos as well, it's like, especially financially, things have been a little bit slow for you. Even a little bit, maybe some of you guys have gotten into a little bit of debt. I wouldn't be surprised. All right, because this, I easily would see this as like, especially like vehicle problems, home problems, and just stuff that is just like you got a little thrown off behind on, or just finances in general you haven't really been able to stabilize. I see stabilization coming. September is going to be a month where you're going to be able to play catch up, Virgo, is what I get this impression of. All right, let's do another bridge shuffle before we continue. Okay, Virgo, we have the Sun card coming in with the Nine of Cups. Some of you Virgos, you need to just hear this message, darling, of just saying that you can have that dream life. All right, I know for some of you Virgos, you have like that Pinterest board of your dream life, that dream wedding, something that you just dreamt about. All right, that was like if you were given a genie bottle with 3 wishes, darling Virgo, you would be like, all right, I already have 2 of the wishes done, and the third one, I'm gonna try to find a loophole to get more wishes. Right? That's how I feel like your energy in your prime, it usually is, Virgo. But I get this sense for some of you, you started to lose sight of it, or where you can't really foresee yourself how that future is possible, and it's absolutely possible. Spirit is sitting here letting you know with this Sun card, it's just like, darling, it's possible. Don't be losing sight of that. You know, that Sun card is purposely drawn with kids because it's like having like those childlike dreams. Those, the kids are always the ones to be like, I want to be astronaut, president, prime minister, whatever it is, right? Because they don't think in terms of limitations. They just think about what it is that they want to do. All right, and so some of you need to hear that message, Virgo, where it's just like it's absolutely possible. All right, you have the Seven of Pentacles coming in here. I do get this sense, Virgo, all right, because I kind of see this as the sense of where it's like your garden was infested. All right, you had to deal with a lot of drama. You had some bugs in your garden eating up your tomato plants. You had a lot of things that were very counterproductive towards what it is you were trying to build, towards what is you're trying to grow, Virgo. All right, and there's no downplaying that. All right, but I want you to give yourself the grace, Virgo, and acknowledging, being like, yeah, I just got my garden infested. All right, that garden, when I use the analogy of garden, Virgo, please understand I mean this in the sense of like the things that you're trying to build, like the projects, the aspirations, what have you. It's your mental garden, right? And so the things that you've been trying to work at, you've been dealing with a lot of obstacles, a lot of complications there, and I feel like it's coming to an end. I really do. All right, you have Spirit's help with this here. That's why it's coming to an end here. And back of the deck energy, 3 of Pentacles. All right, it feels like Spirit's going to be coming in to help you out with your garden, with what it is that you're trying to work on or build, through the help of some type of outside connection, Virgo, is what I see. All right, so this might be gaining inspiration from a new friendship, or I get the sense of gaining inspiration, helping you, getting your foot through the door. All right, help, like a friend helping you get a job, or a friend or someone it's like through some type of connection, Virgo, is what I get with this here. Is like they're able to assist you in getting back on track and building that life here, is what I get. All right, Queen of Cups. A reminder to keep your eye on the prize, Virgo. I know we're like really obsessed in society, at least in Western culture, Virgo, where it's like always about the hustle culture, where it's just like everything we have to do always has to be productive, what have you. Virgo, you need to hear this message where it's just like, give yourself the grace. It's like, yes, like you're a hustler, all right? You're productive, Virgo, and that's fabulous, all right? But don't feel like you're anything lesser than because you have like a month like August where maybe you couldn't really do much, but you still were trying. All right, some months you're going to make a lot of progress, in the sense of distance, and other months, you don't make as much. Sometimes your car breaks down, what have you. And so what Spirit is really trying to bring attention to, Virgo, is letting you know, it's just like, hey, like, don't lose sight in what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Don't lose sight of that vision, that dream life that you have for yourself, that life that you envisioned, that job that you envisioned, that dream school, that life, wherever you want to live, right? Whatever it is that you envisioned for yourself when you were a kid, Virgo, don't lose sight of that, darling. All right, it's still very possible for you to get there. Okay, it's absolutely possible. That's what Spirit is trying to really get across to you, Virgos. Like, don't feel so hopeless that I feel like some of you guys are feeling right now, Virgo. There's still hope. That's what it is. It's like there's still hope. All right, Virgo, for a Knight of Wands with the 5 of Cups coming in here. For a Knight of Wands with the 5 of Cups. I feel like for some of you Virgos, you are not understanding the redirection Spirit has had for you in your life here. Or I feel like there's like this sense of frustration, Virgo, about how you thought you had like this dream life for yourself, right? But you had like all the details like picked out specifically, right? You were just like, you know what? I know the specific paint color I want my white fence to be, darling. I know the breeder that I want to go to for my golden retriever. All right. I even know what my kid's eye color is going to look like. Right. You know, whatever that picture perfect like that you have, those details, Virgo, those details, but you can't get lost on the details, darling. That's what I see with this. It's like you can't get lost on the details because of like by getting lost on the details, you're not understanding that where Spirit is trying to take you on your journey is still to the same destination, if not better. All right. I see with that Five of Cups, there is this sense of just needing to understand that as corny as it might sound, Virgos, things have been happening in your favor, even if it doesn't feel like it initially, Virgo. All right. But just because the details are different doesn't mean it's still not possible. All right. So let's just say, for example, Virgo, you want to leave out of the country of the US, darling, right? And you feel like it's not possible, or maybe you want to move to the US and you don't feel like it's possible right now because of, you know, the whole immigration and just traveling and all the weirdness of the world, right? Just because it's not possible right now doesn't mean it's not going to be possible 6 months down the road or a year down the road or what have you. All right. I get like this sense for some of you Virgos where it's just like you're too overtly focused, darling, on right now the details or like how things seemingly are, and you can't understand how you go from point A to point Z. And you need to understand, Virgo, where it's just like, sure, you know where you want to be at point Z, but the destination from point A to point Z, darling, it's gonna go up and down. It doesn't really matter. Like, it's not your job to understand how you're going to go from point A to point Z, just as long as you understand or have the commitment to go from point A to point Z. All right. So that's all you need to worry about. The details in between, Virgo, is not your job to understand. Your job is just to wake up every single day and make sure that your intentions are going towards point Z and not to just giving up because you see point Z over here. And right now your points are taking you all the way down here. All right, over here, and you don't see how you're going to go from here all the way up there. All right, Virgo, stop being overly focused in that way. You know, I know it's really hard, it's especially during your season, honey. I understand, but I get this of telling you, Virgo, being like, yeah, stop over analyzing things. I know it's kind of like, okay, girl, do you know Virgo? My moon's in Virgo, my best friend's a Virgo, so I do understand. But Eight of Swords energy, I feel like your psyche is getting the best of you. Self-limiting thoughts, all right? Imposter syndrome, your thoughts are keeping you trapped, all right? Get out of your headspace. All right. Some of you Virgos, that's where the main problem is this sense of like being too critical of yourself, being too critical of your situation, being too critical of what you did yesterday, how much you accomplished. Last quarter moon in Aquarius, reflecting on your priorities, as well as talk less and feel more. Last quarter moon in Pisces here. All right, this is really just a call out, Virgo, of calling you out and be like, you start tapping into senses that you normally wouldn't tap into. Take note about, Virgo, about how you got both the air and the water sign here, which I would see this as like you're very opposite, Virgo, where you're very logical and what have you, right? You're very analytical. This is all about feeling. This is all about just your creative side, right? You're using a different side of your brain. That's why things feel so foreign to you, is because you gotta change how you're seeing things. You gotta change what side of the brain that you're using for your situation currently. Be willing to change your perspective. You have the new moon coming in here, Virgo. A new start is coming. All right. So this is why Spirit is like, darling, it's still possible for you to go from point A to point Z. All right. Because you don't know where this new start is going to show up in your life. All right. All you know is that there's going to come a point in time where it's going to begin for you, Virgo. But when it happens, that's not your business of knowing. All right. It's not my business of knowing. It's just your spiritual team's process for you. You even have the new moon in Sagittarius. Luck is on your side, Virgo. I mean, can you get any more of a specific message than this of being like, hey, like, yeah, like, oh, darling, we still got you, Virgo. You want those certain things? You want the ritz and the glitz and the glam, honey? We still got you. All right. You don't know how it's going to happen, but trust the process. Trust this new beginning is going to happen, and Fort Luck is on your side here. All right, Virgo. So that's what I have for you today. Hopefully this weekly tarot reading helped you out. Check out my weekly or my pick a card reading that I did for you for September, Virgo. All right. So let me know how this reading resonated. Give this video a like and subscribe, and I'll connect with you at a later point in time. Bye, Virgo.